We're going to do the... What about doo-wop?
I thought you told me I wasn't allowed to do what?
They went out in the 50s.
Yeah, you told me that. Anyway.
Ooh, I got some Bluetooth. I better slow. I'm just a bit.
Look at that. He's got the slides happening and everything. Well, it's that time of the week. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, maybe good morning or good whatever it is, wherever you're listening into us across this big musical world on the wide world web. Greetings and welcome to Australian Radio Indie Scene Broadcast and Podcast with Dingo and Jonesy. This is episode 8. I got too many fingers.
We won't worry about Roman numerals. I think we'll give them a miss.
Yes, if you've missed an episode, feel free to go back and watch. Just search Australian Radio Indie on the YouTube.
Exactly. But when we get to 10, I think that's just an X, isn't it?
That's an X.
Well, we'll worry about that in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. So as we broadcast this show for the first time on Monday night, it's 6 p.m. here on the Central Coast of New South Wales, Australia. It's 5:30 in South Australia, 8 a.m. in Hamelin, Germany.
Was ist das?
Yeah, home of the Pied Piper.
Wie heißt du?
He's here.
Wie heißt du?
Yeah.
Einen Dingo.
Einen Dingo. Okay.
What's your name?
Okay, and this one's going to throw you.
Okay.
It's 7 a.m. in Reykjavik in Iceland. If you can give me any Icelandic words.
Icelandic words is, Icelandic words is, isn't it was that Norway or Iceland in the World Cup when they all went, oh, and the big hand clap?
That's the Viking. I think that might be.
But they've done that in the Soccer World Cup.
Oh.
The big...
Actually, speaking of I went to Iceland.
I've been everywhere, man.
And I've actually got, and they're giving out Icelandic soccer scarves. So I actually have an Icelandic soccer scarf at home somewhere.
Excellent. Bring it in.
I
want it around your neck next week.
Okay.
All right,
the YouTube episode will premiere online from midday on Friday, but after that you can watch or stream it anytime. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening to a replay, then the time may be a little different. Good morning to Ludo, listening in Cervia, Italy.
Oh.
Good evening to Rebecca, listening on the Gold Coast. And good morning to Elaine, listening in Vancouver. If you want to shout out or your town mentioned, leave a comment and your name and in the YouTube comments, or send Jonesy a message and we'll be sure to mention you at some point. Thanks for the positive feedback from last week with Drew, Troy and the great music of McAllister Kemp. Speaking of feedback, Jonesy.
Yes.
I've been asked to slow down when I read the bios. Seems my accent, not that I knew I had one, and the speed I read them at makes them for hard listening. I'll do my best, but just remember, I'm an excitable boy.
You got to take a breath. You got to in through the nose,
out through the mouth. Anyway, if you've got a suggestion or an observation, or just want to tell me something, don't be shy. Once again, leave us a comment. Hey, speaking of which,
we're in the outdoor studios today, and the birds are chirping.
I went and that is, the theory is that as you lose a sense, one of your senses gets better, right?
Yeah.
So I went for my license renewal during the week, and you know what? My eyesight has got better. So I don't need to wear my glasses when I'm driving anymore. But I think that's why I'm forgetting more. So my eyes have got better, but I'm forgetting more, okay?
All right,
that's the trade-off.
At least you can see.
At least I can see. Yeah, I've got the glasses on here, I know. But yet, theoretically, I don't need to wear them for driving. Anyway, this week we got some interviews and plenty of great music. So, Jonesy, what did you get up to? I can see the barbecue has been constructed.
Yes, the Matador Conquest 4 has been completed, and surprisingly, just in one day.
Just in one day?
But I wouldn't have been able to do it without the wonderful Mrs. Jones's assistance. And let me tell you, when you build, there's like 1,000 pieces to put together. And when you get right to the end and you think, you beauty, and then she says, what's this piece for?
It's a bit like the Lego, isn't it?
Well, it ended up being an easy bit to put back in, but we were a bit concerned at the time. But it's nice to have outdoor facilities, and we've been giving it a good crack this week. Look at the weather.
Yeah, well,
then again,
well, it was bad weather at the beginning of the week. Yeah,
we have had some rain.
Yeah. As for me, I listened to Troy Kemp's 36 song stream on Spotify. Remember last week you gave me that as homework?
Certainly did.
That listed all the songs contained in the great soundtrack. Guess what?
You got them all.
I found an extra song that should have been in there.
Good on you. That's a bonus point.
That's a bonus point.
Did you tell him?
I told him.
And what did he say?
Oh, he hasn't come back to me yet.
Because I was looking at his when he live streamed his Facebook page, and he wanted it the first person to write all the song names down. He was going to give a Kempy Crew pack out, and the first person did it. All the names were there, and then everyone's going, "Oh, damn!" You know. But now you've got the bonus point.
Well, the bonus point. See, the song starts off dive bar, beer money, a little bit of chicken fried.
Yeah.
On his Spotify playlist, he doesn't have Dive Bar, and Dive Bar was a song put out a couple of years ago by Gord Bamford, our friend from Canada.
Yeah, I love Gord.
Yeah. Anyway, we better get a real one.
What podcast was that? That was Gord Bamford was in not last week's the week before. Yeah, Beer Money. Yeah, great song too. Actually, that's in my
pub. Not beer.
Not Beer
Breakfast
Money.
beer.
Breakfast beer. That's in my car's playlist. So when I turn my ignition, my music stream kicks off, and it's
beer.
Beer Money's in that one now. Beer Money. Breakfast beer.
Anyway, I survived the drenching rain early in the week, although the wind did do a little bit of damage around the local area and gave me a bit of a blackout, or gave the local area a blackout for a few days because we got lots of trees.
Yeah, but you're down in that rich person's area where...
come on.
Yeah, not like where I live. I live up here on the coast on the beach.
Yeah,
and,
no, we just got lots of trees.
You have got lots of lovely area. We won't. You want to say what suburb?
Oh, it's north of Oka.
North of Oka. And
very nice, lots of trees.
Only rich people live at north of Oka.
Oh, I don't know about that. Anyway, so what have we got coming up? We've got some great music and interviews lined up, some rambling stories, maybe a surprise or two, and we've still got the Video Vault ajar from last week. Before we introduce the first guest, let's open the Video Vault to enjoy one of their songs for a moment.
Okay.
Was the debut single and video from South Australian country pop singer Abbie Ferris. It was filmed on the Central Coast of New South Wales, not far from us, in a bar at Gosford.
Wow.
And that used to be a funeral home.
So there's a bar at Gosford that used to be a funeral home?
Yeah, they serve spirits now.
Hang on. Round of applause.
I just made that one up, Eddie, as we went along. Anyway, Jonesy.
Got to get another.
We've got to get that.
One more. That was top notch.
Anyway, Jonesy, we've got to get that song on. And you know what?
Is that bar still there?
The bar's still there.
Which one is it?
It's opposite where the new government building's. Bit further up, corner of Man and I don't know. Anyway, I can Reviver. It's called.
It's back up up towards the hill.
Yep,
like up that way of town. Okay, Reviver.
Yeah, Reviver. And
okay,
yes,
I will check that out next time I'm down that.
So just duck in and ask do you have any friendly spirits?
Hang on. Oh yeah, baby.
Anyway, Jonesy, I know that you're a bit of a Star Trek fan because we've had it come through on your
Worf.
Yep. So you know what?
Yeah.
Jonesy, Abbie Ferris's song.
I'm waiting.
I think with that music, we should make it so. You like that?
Make it so. Copy, Captain.
Okay.
I know you noticed my little black skirt showed up at the same time, but you were too shy to say hi. Well, I really went that extra mile when I gave you that come here smile, 'cause I could tell you were the kind of guy that might be worth my time. And boy, I gave you quite a much, so it's annoying that I'm still alone because you gotta know if you don't know. When you're standing looking over me, you didn't think that I could see. I was thinking you could take a chance, but you didn't as a non-romance. I ain't gonna wait forever. Now you ain't so clever. And boy, you're holding all the cards. So it's frustrating that I'm still alone because you were wishing that you could have got closer. I could see it by the look in your eye. Don't deny it, you were tempted. For a moment you were mine. I know that you felt it even just for a second. So why did you let it die? Now whatever happened is already ended. For a moment you were mine. Na 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 na. For a moment you were mine. Na 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 na. You walk right over, getting closer and closer. You could have pulled me in, getting closer and closer. Almost touched my hand and I was hoping, yeah. Then you walked on by. I was wishing you would have got closer. You could see it by the look in my eye. Don't deny it, you were tempted. For a moment you were mine. I know that you felt it even just for a second. Why did you let it die? Now whatever happened is already ended. But for a moment you were mine. Na 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 na. For a moment you were mine, yeah. Na 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 na. Oh, oh, oh. Na 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 na. For a moment you were mine. Na 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 na.
Australian Radio Indie.
Abbie, welcome to Australian Radio Indie. Jonesy and I just opened up the Video Vault, your Video Vault back catalogue, and we're watching and sharing with our audience your debut single video release, For a Moment, from 2018. For those people who are just listening, make sure you check out the video on YouTube. We're talking to country pop singer, songwriter Abbie Ferris about her new release, Bad Boy Crush. Abbie, where are you sitting in this big, old, COVID-restricted world at the moment?
Well, I guess I would say a lot more creative. I'm definitely taking the advantage of what I can do at the moment, and been doing lots of co-writes, writing, and really just exploring that side of things a little bit more.
Okay, and where are you? Where's home at the moment?
Home, Malala, South Australia.
And how are things on the farm?
Yeah, they're good. There's lots of space to get around, and so I'm very grateful to have been stuck there during everything, because I love being with my family and my animals and things like that. So I'm very grateful.
And you have got a horse, I'm assuming?
Yeah, well, actually I did, but she actually passed away. So I did have a horse, but yeah, unfortunately, animals, things like that happen. So yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
That's all right. Thank you, though.
Now, before we talk about your new music, let's get some background on yourself for our audience. Abbie Ferris is, as we say in Australia, because our overseas listeners love our Australian colloquialisms, Abbie is a true blue country girl. She grew up on a real working farm in the South Australian town of Malala, about 60 kilometres or 40 miles north of Adelaide, population 800 and something. So
I love those small towns.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And from an early age, music and great outdoors were mainstays in Abbie's world. Her father worked in the sale yards, and Abbie was on horseback by the time she could walk. Abbie fell in love with music early and started honing her musical career as a youngster. Abbie, who were your early musical influences?
Country music was always a big thing in my family because my dad loved the stories that came out of the from country music artists. So that was always a thing. We were always listening to Shania Twain and Dolly Parton and all that kind of stuff, and Casey Chambers. We would sit down and listen to the lyrics and what the songs are about. I have home videos of me standing on my grandma's kitchen table and singing Casey Chambers' Little Bit Lonesome and things like that. So that was always a fun thing. I used to make my family watch me. But yeah, when I think back, I think of those people.
Were your family musical, or they just played lots of music around the house?
No, yeah, see, they weren't. There's no one, everyone in my family appreciates music, but I kind of just always wanted to do it. I remember a time I didn't want to, and my family will always say, like, I just, for some reason, it just happened for me, and I just always liked it. So, yeah, no one in my family is really musical. They just appreciate it.
It's good to have the support of the family. In 2017, you were awarded the Market the Music Emerging Artist Scholarship. That led to an appearance on the CMC Awards red carpet wearing one of those very special custom-made Racy and Lucky gowns, and your festival debut at the Country Music Cocktails at the Groundwater Country Music Festival. Having then cracked the festival circuit, you followed up with performance at Country at the Camp and the Australian Music Week. Later in 2018, you got your first taste of life on the road, touring with Australian Idol star and 2018 CMC Award finalist Hayley Jensen. Now, Jonesy, you may recall from episode 3 when we spoke to Hayley Jensen about her great animated video clip for Breaking Hearts. I asked Hayley who she would cast as her sidekicks if it was a real video shoot. Remember that? I do. Well, this is that Abbie we spoke about at the time.
So this is the real cowgirl.
This is the real cowgirl.
Right.
So
that's so funny that she said that. That's so cool.
Yeah, well, it was you and you and your friend Kirsty Lee Akers. You were going to be the kick-ass girls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if that film clip ever becomes a movie or reality that was going to be used to, she was saying, yep.
So Abbie released her debut single For a Moment in July 2018 with a follow-up, Beat You at Your Own Game, in March 2019. Both tracks charted very strongly, and the accompanying music videos cracked the CMC Top 30. CMC nominated you as one of the 4 artists to watch in 2019. That must have made you feel pretty special as an emerging artist.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've come to realise, that this industry is a tough one. You've got to really put everything into it, and to know that there's, those moments of support where you feel like someone's really backing you and you feel like, yes, I've really got something going on here. It's so good.
And For a Moment and Beat You at Your Own Game were added to Spotify's Fresh Country and Apple Music's Aussie Country playlists. Earlier this year, you released another single, Love Me Up, and had been planning to release an EP, but COVID came along. These singles have now clocked up over 470,000 streams combined, and that doesn't include YouTube views. So you've obviously struck a chord with a dedicated online fan base. How have you kept in contact with your fans during these COVID times?
Yeah, well, I think we're so lucky we've had social media during this time. I've definitely been interacting with them through Facebook Lives and lots of posts, keeping everyone updated in my group, my private group that I have, which is Team Abbie. So we've got some people in there, and I keep them as updated as I can. I think we're just so lucky that we've been able to do it, and I've also been able to speak to other artists that are going through these stages on my lives that other people can watch along and kind of see and ask questions as well. So I've had Troy Kemp on my show, Chelsea Berman, all these people that it's been really good to see how they're travelling along as well, because it's been tough for everyone.
Yeah. I think you had. I think I saw Jasmine Atkins, and I've also seen you and Chelsea doing the cooking.
Yeah. Well, I sing most of the time, but then I figure I got to keep people entertained, so I'll do something else, and we did some cooking, which was a lot of fun. I think I should stick to singing though.
Yeah. You got to be good at one thing, and if singing is your thing, that's a good thing. Now, as we come out of these COVID lockdowns, if I could wave a magical wand, where would you love to perform next?
Well, do you know what? I've actually got a gig coming up, which I'm very, very excited for. It's just me and a guitar, and it's in Kapunda, so it's quite close to my home. and it's just going to be with people that I'm familiar with. I know people around here in South Australia, and that's the perfect thing to get me back into the swing of things. I think just me and my guitar singing a few songs that I've written over this time we've had at home, and just getting back into the swing of things. You know, I keep telling myself I got to remember how to play these songs again.
Well,
so to start off, yeah, exactly. You know, when you have that break, of course, you know, I've been playing them on Facebook Live, but there is a different type of thing you do when you get on stage and you're in front of people and you're working with them, with the audience. So yeah, I think to start with, that's the perfect gig. So I'm going to say I'm pretty lucky and I've got myself something lined up already.
Oh, that's good. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. So if you're in the South Australian area, jump in the car, check out Abbie's website, and head over on to Kapunda.
Yeah, definitely. It's called the No Bull Live Music Concert. It's in replace of the Kapunda Rodeo there that they couldn't have. So definitely check it out. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So Bad Boy Crush is your latest single. It's a catchy, upbeat song about the rush and excitement of having a crush on someone. Can you tell our audience about the story of how Bad Boy Crush came to be?
Yeah, well, so Troy Kemp, who's now currently in Nashville, I knew he was moving, so I wanted to get a quick songwriting session in with him before he left. He's one of those people that I've found in my experiences that we get along really well and kind of have the same visions for songs, and it's really cool when you click with someone like that. And I did a few songs with him, like Love Up on Me, my previous single, and things like that. So I definitely wanted to schedule that in, and I did, and I travelled over to New South Wales, and I did a songwriting session, and we were coming up with this concept about how you can like be watching a TV show and there's a villain and you have a bad boy crush, and we kind of worked it all out and we were thinking about it all, and there was a knock on the door and Jeremy Barnes was like, "Hey guys, what are you up to?"
That wasn't planned.
No, it wasn't. We were like, "We're writing a song," and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, let's have a listen." And then he was like, "Oh, maybe we should do this," and we kind of all joined in together there. So that's kind of how it came about, and you pretty much said it's about that rush, that excitement of having a crush, and like I said, maybe it's a villain on the show that you're watching, or you hang posters up on your wall. Like, it's just that really obsessive.
Oh, don't use it. Is there a fine line between a crush and stalking?
I guess there is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
maybe not. But just that feeling where you just kind of get an overruling kind of crush. And I think everyone goes through it. You know, there's always someone that we always have those little bit of feeling for. So, yeah, whether it's someone down the road or whatever.
So it was. We actually had Troy on last week, and the week we had Michael Carpenter. So
yeah, we've had Jeremy Barnes on too with the radio station as well. Yeah, they're all good guys.
So, and
yeah.
So did you? Did it end up being produced online, or were you able to get time in the studio with Michael while you're over here?
So, it was remotely done, which was pretty. I was pretty stressed out trying to make sure I got all the great equipment to use, because I really wanted it to sound as good as it could be. But I used my little walk-in robe and like moved my clothes around and put my microphone in there and like shut the door so I could get the most quiet place in the house with my family and the turkeys and all the noises everywhere.
And life in the country.
Life in the country, yeah. You think it's all peace and quiet, but no, it was great, and it was really cool to be able to still do that, to still keep music going, because I feel like we needed that. We need music at the moment. Even now, everyone, I feel like we've appreciated that a little bit more.
Yeah.
We've had that song going through the system on Australian Radio Indie at the moment, and it's getting some positive feedback from a few listeners as well. So that's good.
Yeah, it's a great song with a catchy chorus, and our audience should be adding your song to their driving and listening playlist. And I'm going perhaps shower playlist as well. I think it'd be a great song to sing in the shower.
Shower playlist.
Well, people have shower playlist. Abbie, do you have a shower playlist?
Yeah, well, I think I do. I do definitely a few songs that I do sing in the shower.
Jonesy?
So, yeah.
I'm about recycling water, so if I'm in the shower, it wouldn't be one song.
Well, you can have short songs or just choruses. Anyway.
Okay.
So once these COVID restrictions are lifted, will you work on a video to support the release?
Yeah, so with everything that happened, plans changed, because this was a song when I wrote it with the guys, and I wrote it, and I kind of had a vision in my head of what it would look like, visually. So it was a song I had that kind of ready to go. But plans change, things happen, and so it's still in my mind. I'm still thinking about it every now and again, so it's just depending on what kind of happens next. So it might be.
Well, you're then going to have to find a bad boy to play the main role, will you? And I'm thinking Jonesy.
With the hat you got on today, mate, I reckon you'd make a great villain.
No. Too old. Too old, too slow.
Wait till you see the video.
Hey, it's a good hat.
It's a nice hat, but you look like a villain.
Okay. So what other musical projects are next in the pipeline for you?
There's something coming very, very soon, and I don't know. I think I want to keep it more of a surprise.
Okay.
I don't want to tell you too
Okay.
much, but there's very soon today. Before I've spoken to you, I've been working on it and finalising it all. So it's coming out ASAP.
Well,
I'm sure we'll see it when it's.
Well, that may be a perfect lead-in, because I know that you're very big on the socials and live stream. So how do people find out about more information about yourself? Live stream you, buy merchandise or music, or find out about this new information on social media?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm pretty much across everything. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Abbie Ferris Music, and Spotify, YouTube, all Abbie Ferris Music. And definitely make sure you go and check that out, because something will be announced very, very shortly. So that's very, very exciting.
Oh, well, we've been talking to Abbie Ferris.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. We've been talking to Abbie Ferris about her latest single, Bad Boy Crush. Make sure you head over to your music delivery service and give both her latest single and her back catalogue some love and attention. In addition, search for Abbie on YouTube and check out the superb videos by Jesse Anderson at Click Productions and the Racy and Lucky Outfits. I might get you to introduce your song, and then we'll come back, if you've got some time, and we can talk about another song of yours. Is that okay?
That's okay with me.
Okay, so I'll get you to introduce your latest single, Bad Boy Crush.
This song gave me such a thrill to do while I was sitting home and working really hard on it. So I'm so excited that you guys get to hear it. This is Bad Boy Crush.
Jonesy, make it so.
Maybe it's the way he smiles, those naughty little bedroom eyes. I think I found my kryptonite. Yeah, look at how he fits in those jeans. Found myself saying, hey, a girl can dream. Thought of that keeps keeping me awake at night. I got a boy crush, thinking too much, 'cause I can't get him out of my head. Got a boy crush, makes my blood rush. Little too much, it's making me red. I can look but I can't touch. Yeah, seems I got it bad. I got a bad, bad, bad boy crush. It's like a race in my heart when I see him racing that car.
Jonesy, that's a great song, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, we've been playing that for a number of weeks now, and it's getting great feedback, especially from our mates over in
the US,
North Carolina. Yeah.
Well, Abbie may not know about that. What happens is we share this podcast and we send music overseas, and they're really loving the Australian take on country music at the moment. The more upbeat stuff, so you might get some more extra streams out of it. Anyway, thanks for taking some extra time to chat with us. I really like one of my favourites of yours is "Beat You at Your Own Game." Now, that's a very personal song. Can you tell us the story of "Beat You at Your Own Game"?
Yeah, of course I can. So yeah, you're right. This is probably the most personal song that I have released as yet. This song, I actually wrote this song a little while ago. When I was going through some tough times at school, I had a teacher at school that kind of didn't think I was ever going to be anything and that I shouldn't try in the music industry. And that was kind of hard to hear because, of course, music is what I've always wanted to do. So to have something like that kind of tell you, make you feel like you're not good enough, I wrote a song about it, as songwriters do. So that's kind of what I did, and I sing it out everywhere I perform on stage, and
Good
I always
on you.
think
Yep. That's great.
I am still doing it, and I'm going to keep on trying. It is hard, but I'm going to keep on trying, and that's why I wrote this song. I'm going to beat you at your own game. I'm going to get up and I'm going to keep doing it. But I think really it can relate to anyone going through something where people put you down, or feel like you're not worthy of it and other people just are judging you. I think any of it, you can just tell them, like, I'm going to keep trying and I'm going to keep striving for it. And that's what this song's about. It's about, for me, it's about my teacher, but I think for anyone else, it can be related to any other situations that you're going through.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, when it first came out, and I guess I knew the backstory, and I guess at the time but you could just listen to the music and say, well, that's just a song about, I guess struggle and control in a relationship, but it means so much more. When you actually hear the story about how the song came to be. It actually reminds me of Ashley McBride's song "Girl Going Nowhere," where same thing. That is the teacher basically said, "Look, no, you're not going to go anywhere," and it's just really good to see. Well, the song has been successful. The public have loved it, and I guess it's certainly helped your career along the path.
Yeah, for sure. And I never wanted it to really be, when I sing it out, I never want it to really be this thing where I'm saying, well, stuff you or anything like that. It's more of a song of how I felt in that moment and how I've overcome that and I'm still going on. So that's how I think of it when I sing. It's more of a song where I think to empower others rather than to two wrongs don't make a right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's certainly not. Yeah, because it's certainly not a bitter song. It's simply a song of how you felt at the time.
My thoughts are, when you've got songwriters in your environment, you always be friendly to songwriters, because you never know what's going to happen in the next few months.
Exactly. I think that's a very wise thing to say.
Yeah, Storms. Remember, there's a band that I know, the local Sydney band called Storm Cellar, and they had a drama with one of the agents from not getting their fees on time and not getting the right amount of fees. Anyway, so they wrote these two songs, "Don't You Know Who I Am," and that's basically them saying, we did the work, we did the time, we did the crime, show me the money. And, then people love that song, but people don't realise the backstory to that song. Yeah. And when you do realise the backstory, you look at different people in different ways and you go, wow, that really affected that person.
Yeah, that's what I like. I mean, you can listen to the music, you can, read the words, but sometimes it's that backstory that makes a song. And, in this case, it's It just adds extra.
Well, that's why people need music in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely, and I think it's really helpful to be honest and tell people what it's about, because of that reason, because it gives you that, it makes it more real.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you say that sort of comment at most times you're about to perform that song?
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's one of the songs I always want to introduce, just because it really came from a place where I was really upset and sad, and I had something to say, which I think is really important too. You know, I had something to say.
No,
yeah, and that's
nice. Yeah, that's lovely. We might even cut that little soundbite out and play that before we play the song on the radio.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Oh,
Abbie, thanks for chatting with Australian Radio Indie, and we're looking forward to more great music from you. Don't forget, if you live in South Australia, you can get to Kapunda on the 21st of November. I love the fact the no bull, because it's a rodeo that's not happening, so that's very, very clever.
yeah, it's very, very clever. No, it's going to be so exciting, so make sure you grab some tickets. It's all across my socials, so Abbie Ferris Music, and you'll find the ticket links and stuff all there.
Okay, so visit Abbie's webpage, her social media, and Abbie, good luck. Bye for now. Take care. Stay safe and well. I'll get you to introduce one of my favourite songs of yours, Beat You at Your Own Game.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure. This is my single, Beat You at Your Own Game.
Thanks, Abbie. Bye.
Right, thank you. Bye.
Jonesy, make it so.
If you think you got a hold on me, you're mistaken. I got a side to me that you never knew. And if you think that because I kept my mouth shut for so long, you're winning, well, that ain't the truth. Cause I'm sick of playing nice while you roll the dice, and you're feeding me all your wild lies. You've been playing me from the very first day. Well, get ready, cause now I'm gonna play your game. Stronger now, I'm done with you. And if you think the song is proof that you've got an enemy, I'm here to tell you that you never knew how much I've done without you. I moved on, and I'm better than you ever were. I'm leaving you in that small town with your small mind playing that childish game. And people will know my name. Hey, you just be someone I once knew and forgot to, but I'll remember the way I beat you at your own game. No more running off the town to let you go, go, go. I'll be taking the high road, I want you to know, no, no. Now I ain't gonna play you. Now I ain't gonna play your game. And people will know my name. Oh, now I ain't gonna play your game. And people will know my name. Hey, you'll just be someone I once knew and forgot soon, but I'll remember the way I beat you at your own game. I beat you at your own game.
It's Australian Radio Indie. Streaming live on the World Wide Web.
Jonesy, that's a great song by Abbie Ferris. And I'm glad that we established there is a difference between a crush and a stalker. Have you ever heard Casey Chambers' song?
Well, she's got some dark music.
Oh, you should listen to The Stalker.
I haven't heard that one.
No, it's a good song. Good song.
All right.
Short. I mean, the good thing about that song
That's my
is
homework.
it's I think it's under 2 minutes, so it's just a good and upbeat, and it's just a good upbeat short song to finish a radio program. So yeah, go check out The Stalker by Casey Chambers.
We'll definitely do that. And what are we doing today with the? You've disappointed me today with your blue and white flannels.
Well, it's not flannels.
Like
this is fine quality cotton, Jonesy. Fine quality
you
cotton.
look like you could have been on that TV show that was on 7 Mate. Yeah, with Benny and Paulie and the crew from Howzos. You know that crew?
No, well, see, I'm not a big
with that
TV.
hat. Not with that hat.
Well, okay. During the week, or was it last week?
Yeah.
The great band of Boots.
Let me just get this camera. We got
right there.
Hang on. Let me. Ooh.
That is the great Boots.
Oh, you got
the great band of Boots.
R.M. Williams.
R.M.
Hang on, let me
Williams.
get this camera going. I've got this different camera today. And what am I doing? It says welcome. Hang on. Okay, we're filming.
So the great band of the great brand R.M. Williams has been bought back into Australian ownership.
Oh, they have too. I see that.
So I was looking and I'm thinking, you know what? I'll get out some of my classic Australian clobber or gear.
Definitely got it on today, my friend.
So I've got the R.M. Williams boots.
Yep.
I've got the Dry as a Bone shirt.
Dry as a bone.
Yeah, Dry as a Bone shirt.
Okay, I'll believe you.
And the
Akubra. The Dutch Akubra.
The Dutch Akubra. Well, actually, I think it's called the Sydney or the City or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like a 50s style of... what's those feathers you got in the side there, my friend?
I think some feathers came with it, and other feathers. There's some peacock feathers I got somewhere. And, a couple of little badges. Now, I think that is when I used to wear it, because I tend to wear it, I guess, in colder countries when you're overseas. But a couple of times people have pulled me up and said, you know, like when there's been the avian flu or the avian. I had to be careful. Had to be careful coming back into Australia. And I said, look, the feathers are on when I left. The birds were dead when I left, but we have very high levels of biosecurity in Australia.
There we go. We're using the little very old GoPro on this little shot.
Okay,
and we'll just see how that turns out.
Anyway, so that's the story. The R.M. Williams boots, the Dry as a Bone shirt, and the Akubra hat, and support Australian brands. Anyway, thanks for sharing a part of your week with us. Trust you've enjoyed the music. Check out this week's artist.
You haven't asked me
online.
about my attire.
Oh, sorry, Jane. Well, we were just chatting, and you know. So
remember, you thought I've wore this shirt before, haven't you?
Yeah, I did.
This
is the Dave Evans King of Badass.
King of all badasses. It certainly is. And
I think the other one was red, was it?
No. Exactly the same, except for 2 sizes too large.
Okay.
He thought I was their sizing was fantastic, to be honest. Must be American made or something, because they sent them out nice and big, and obviously on this skinny frame that I have at the moment, it was you had to come back to a 3 extra large, which is quite comfy actually.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised.
Good size fit.
And that's for my good friend, King of all badasses, Dave Evans. He's seen the podcast actually and said thanks for
giving you a plug.
Yeah, the support. And when are we going to do a podcast with him? And I said I don't think Dingo might have a heart attack.
No.
You'd like to do a bit of rock? one day?
I don't mind. I don't mind rock. I mean, I'd have to
do some homework.
I'd have to listen to some of his music. So I'll have to
He's
check
got some
out.
soft songs. He's got some ballads as well.
Okay,
but,
I'll check him. Is that my homework? No, I don't want any homework this week.
No, this week we're just going to talk about Abbie and...
Yeah, so just to recap, we had the wonderful Abbie Ferris. She had, for a moment, Bad Boy Crush and that very personal song, Beat You at Your Own Game. Oh, yeah. Now, normally we go out with a song, and the song I'm going to suggest is by a Canadian indie artist, Amy Nelson from...
How do we get the connection here?
Well, you just got to wait. There's always a connection.
Don't jump the gun.
From Saskatchewan in Canada, because the very first time I met Amy was also the very first time I met Abbie, because I was sitting down to interview Amy, and Abbie was was working with our friends at Market the Music. And
right.
Amy said, "Oh, Abbie, you may as well sit in. You'll get a feel of how interviews work." So Amy was promoting her song Ish, and she's actually released more songs in Australia than she has in Canada.
That's crazy.
I know that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But I thought we might go out with that song.
Yeah.
So it's Ish by Amy Nelson from Canada. And
before we go out, hang on, Canada, we've got Brian Leask.
Mm-hmm.
Got some of his music. No, David Leask. Sorry, David Leask music in our system from Canada. He's a Scottish-born Canadian, but I've got a show to put out with him. Actually, it's actually already in the can, but I haven't produced it yet.
You haven't done the editing.
But what I was going to say is that over there, the government gets behind their
that's right,
their independent
their music, and particularly in Saskatchewan. So the video is supported, and they actually support them in producing EPs and CDs.
And they support them in touring. Like they'll say, "We want you to go to this region, and we will financially pay you.
Yep.
You've just got to ring the venue and say you're going to be here on these days."
Well, that's how Amy has come out here to a couple of festivals and performed at festivals.
Wow.
And
that's
all
awesome.
with the support of the Canadian government and the Canadian provinces.
Australian governments, I tell you, get your finger out of your asses. And I've got the king of all badasses shirt, so I can say that. And look at what they do over there and support some Australian independent bands. And let's, I wish it would happen. Actually, we had a radio show one day with Andy Leask, or Andy Townsend Leask, ALT, the old collective, my good mate Andy, and he was explaining all this to me, and he was just saying, we have to get into our local members' ears to say this is how you support the arts.
Yeah.
You don't just throw millions at buildings and millions at museums and moving, museums from one end of Sydney to the other end of Sydney, and spending,
sounds like Jonesy's rant,
and spending a fortune. You know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going.
And when they could have been putting that money towards artists, especially young artists, like look at Abbie. She's over in South Australia. Wouldn't it be wonderful for somebody in the government to say, "Look, you're an
emerging independent art music."
Let's give you a grant, and you can go to Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane,
or internationally,
and let's try to get you into a festival and get the brand out there, and and instead of spending millions in wages and bloody things. Anyway, that's my Jones's rant.
So I'm suggesting you follow Abbie on social media, stream her, and let you know you heard her on Australian Radio Indie. Amy Nelson, you need to Amy, because Willie Nelson's daughter is also Amy Nelson, so they are not related. So what happens is, yes, you need to put in Amy Nelson Canada or Amy Nelson Ish, ISH, because otherwise you're going to end up with Willie Nelson's daughter, Amy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back next week with a fresh playlist. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Support Australian Radio Indie. Support Tony and Tim at What's Happening Entertainment Radio.
Yep, we love them guys.
And if it's safe where you live and more of Australia is opening up, go out and see a gig, and don't forget, buy some merch. Be kind to each other. Stay safe. Have a wonderful week. Listen to some new music. See you again soon. Peace and love, Jonesy.
Peace and love to all our fans and friends. And guess what?
What's that?
Subscribers have broken the 170 barrier.
Congratulations.
We went from 156 to 171. So let's hope no one drops off the perch and we get a lot more. So thanks very much. I really sincerely thank everyone on our YouTube channels that have come there to like and subscribe.
Okay, bye for now, Jonesy, and let's take this episode out with Amy Nelson from Saskatchewan, Canada, with her great single, Ish. Make it so.
Make it so, Captain.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Said he'd pick me up around 8-ish. I was still waiting at home around 9-ish. So I called him and found him at the bar with all of his friends, and he told me he was drunkish. Could I come and pick him up-ish? So I told him I ain't Uber, and I hung up on that loser. Am I the only one looking for someone who don't change with the weather, or love for something better? Say what you mean what you say. Get in the books and do the damn thing. Commit. I wish I wanna find somebody who ain't so ish. I got a friend who's kinda friendish. We made plans for next weekend-ish, but her on and off again is all turned on, and she's blown me off for a booty call. Am I the only one looking for someone who don't change with the weather, or love for something better? Say what you mean what you say. Get in the books and do the damn thing. Commit. I wish I wanna find somebody who ain't so ish. One foot out, one foot in. If you all know what I'm talking about, can I get a big amen? Am I the only one looking for someone who don't change with the weather, or love for something better? Say what you mean what you say. Get in the books and do the damn thing. Commit. I wish I wanna find somebody who ain't so full of ish. Am I the only one? Find somebody who ain't so full of ish. Am I the only one? Find somebody who ain't so full of ish.
Australian radio needs you. In our quest to promote Australian music, we need to reach even more listeners. We are asking you to tell all your friends about us, like our Facebook page, and send us your feedback on anything at all with regards to the music we play, and what you would like to hear more or less of. We are the new kids on the block, but we are here for you guys, our listeners. So tell all your friends about Australian radio.